great game. I mean, starting in the first quarter there, really dominated, held them to 1 field goal in the first quarter. Talk about just getting off to a great start.
Yeah, we did. I thought our defense was very good. I thought that obviously, Gray and Gordon are going to be the primary ones to, shoot the ball for them. And I just thought everybody, Melissa, especially on Vivian, she was 3 for 19. We'll take that any day. I don't even know that Gordon even scored a field goal. I think it was all free throws. So that's something that it was just good to see. I think when you come out of the gates and you're playing and everybody's confident like that on the defensive end and listening to a scout report, it allows you to do some things. And the big thing from today, other than the win, was the opportunity to play a lot of people and rest kids, because as you know, we got a very tough stretch ahead of us.
Kim, any update on Dede? Looked like she took a pretty bad spill.
She said she has concussion symptoms. She didn't say she had a concussion. So I'm not going to say she has a concussion, because when I asked her a minute ago, she said, "Oh, no, ma'am, I have concussion symptoms." So
nothing with the back or spine?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Thanks, Kim.
All right, Chad, go ahead.
Kim, I guess to follow up on that, when you go out on the court in that situation and Dede hasn't really moved, is your heart catching your throat there for a second?
Well, I didn't have to go out on the floor for my heart to stop. When I saw who it was and I saw how ugly it was, yeah, that's when I was like, not this kid again. And so it wasn't for me to have to go out there. I could see it. And so, yeah, I think everybody in the gym knows the history of what she's been through, and to see that same kind of neck, head type of injury or something happen like that, everybody just gets extremely quiet, because they know what happened to her prior to the season starting.
And for Melissa, obviously, being Big 12 preseason player of the year, a lot of people know what you can do, but what is it like to go out there on a night like tonight and just be more than the other team can handle?
I mean, it feels good. Lots of practice. My teammates are getting me the ball a lot. So, I mean, I just went out there with confidence tonight and scored the ball. Did
you feel like anytime you got your hands on it, you were going to score it?
Yeah, I did, actually.
All right.
All right, who's up, guys? Anybody got one? Go ahead, man.
I can keep going.
I got a quick one. Coach, excuse me, Melissa, this is for you. Obviously, when something happens like that to Dede on the floor, I mean, being a leader on this team, how do you kind of, what was the immediate conversation after that when she went to the locker room? Because, I mean, you all are winning in a blowout, but then again, your teammate, you don't know what's happening, like what her status is. Just talk about that.
I mean, it's a scary feeling. We all know what she went through, but we know we had to stay focused. Coach kept encouraging us to stay focused and keep the lead. So, I mean, we just went out there. You had to get your mom back right, and just went out there and kept playing for her.
Coach, a quick follow-up. Was there any conversation, or, I mean, what did you talk to your team about when Dede went back there? I mean, what was that team conversation like?
Well, I got them in the huddle and I told them she's all right. This is not the same injury. She's moving, she's coherent, she's talking. I said, if anything comes of it, a bad headache and concussion, I said, no, we got to go play ball. We got to keep doing what we've done. You can't start worrying about Dede. Dede will be back out here. And sure enough, she was back on the bench before the game was over.
Matt, Jerry, and Chad.
Yeah, Coach, holding them to, 0 of what I think it was 13 from the field from 3. How much pride does your team take in that and being able to shut them down that efficiently from beyond the arc?
Well, you obviously do take a lot of pride in it. We take a lot of pride in our defense, period. Field goal percentage defense, if you look throughout the history of our program, we've won that award a lot, with the NCAA. So field goal percentage defense, whether it's at the 3 or wherever, it means a lot to us. And I just thought we were very, very tuned in to what we were trying to do defensively when the game started.
Thank you.
Jerry.
Kim, rebounds, obviously. I mean, and Queen, this might have been one of her better games. Seemed like she's played in a while.
Yes, it was. Queen was helping everybody. She was guarding one of their post players and actually several of them. And she listened to the scouting report. She helped Melissa a lot. She helped perimeter players a lot. It was just a good effort on the part of our kids on mentally staying in the ball game from start to finish. And when you can do that, you just can become better. I thought we got a lot of transition baskets. We talked about that in practice, that people are aware of the athleticism we have, and they take away transition a lot of times. But I also thought offensive rebounding was good again tonight. I thought we gave ourselves an opportunity when we missed a shot to get another shot. So there are just a lot of good things that we did tonight.
And Alyssa, for you, did you realize when you went out the first time that you had actually outscored Tech at that point?
No, I didn't.
What was it about? I mean, I don't know if it was their defense, your aggression. I mean, you just seemed very aggressive, taking it to the basket, things like that.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I just went out there today and just played. I don't know. I just played regular basketball.
All right, Chad, Andrew.
Kim, in a situation where you'd beaten them by 46 points early in the season in December, how important was it to not let them hang around and kind of land a punch like you did there at the end of the first quarter?
Well, I think it's not just Tech. We didn't really talk much about the previous game because it happened so long ago. We talked about Tech. We got to go on the road. It's hard to win on the road, and we've got to be focused. And now that we're done with Tech, we'll start talking about Texas Friday when we get back on the court together. You cannot look past anybody in this league. And I like every time we play, every time we practice, I see things that let me know we're getting better. We may not look as sharp sometimes as we did tonight, but we're getting better.
What do you feel like you saw tonight that let you know that y'all are getting better? Is there anything specifically?
Well, I just saw contributions from everybody. I saw contributions on the defensive end from Melissa, from Queen. I just saw kids running the floor with a lot of energy. I saw kids taking charges. I saw kids talking, just becoming more comfortable with each other.
Excellent. Thanks.
All right, Andrew, Curtis, and Smoke. Got time for a couple more.
Yeah, and Alyssa, you guys have executed the fast break really well tonight. I was just curious, what would it take for you to be in a scenario where you could, throw one down, get a dunk in a game?
I don't know. We would have to be about like a super big amount, and then like I had to be like real open, and I might try it.
Gotcha. And on a more serious note, of course, Dede doesn't seem the same caliber of injury, and she was back on the bench. She's a real joyous person. What was the vibe that she was giving off to the team when she was back on the bench and just immediately afterwards?
I just feel like it was a big relief, just seeing that she was okay. Like I said, everybody knows what she went through, so just seeing her smiling, walking regular, it's just a big relief.
Was she like cracking jokes or anything, or just like being like a joyous person, I like somber? What was that emotion like on the bench? Just relief or anything else?
Yeah, I mean, she was smiling, just acting her normal self. Like if you know Dede, she's real goofy. She was just talking about normal stuff, just acting regular.
Got it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Curtis and Smoke.
Coach, if my math is right, you guys had 20 assists tonight. Is that when you guys are at your best, is when you're moving the ball around on the offensive end?
If we don't have a lot of turnovers, we had 9 turnovers at the half, and I think we had half of that, 4 in the second half. I just think when everybody's moving, everybody's energized, everybody's doing things on the same page, we're a very good basketball team. I think the one thing that we did bad tonight is we gave them 22 of their points from the foul line. They went there 26 times, and that a lot of it is we put them in the fourth quarter at the foul line too early, but I needed those people from our bench to play, and they played the whole fourth quarter, and they had starters out there in the game, and that's how they gain experience and get better. But 26 times at the foul line, you take the 22 points away from the foul line, and it would have been even a bigger margin.
All right, Smoke.
Kim, you mentioned that Dede said she had symptoms, but not the concussion. The fact that she came back in the game, is that, I'm not that back in the game, but came back out. How much does that mean that is she been cleared as far as concussion protocol?
Oh, Lord, I don't know, Smoke. I didn't even know she was over there until a few minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I saw her sitting over there. The only thing the trainer has told me during the game is that she's good. We're just going to check her for concussion. So that ain't, my mom would get mad. I said ain't. Concussion protocol, from what I understand, is something that they do on a day-to-day basis. I don't think it's something that you can decide probably after the game, unless, I'm mistaken. But, concussions are, have protocols and all that stuff. But I'll talk to Alex more when we get on the bus heading to the airport.
One more thing. Are your bigs inside starting to play better defensively together, or still a lot of room for improvement?
Well, you got to remember Queen's role is changed significantly. She's now having to play. And in the past, she had Kalani and she had Cox. So every time that kid can get on the floor, I just think her athleticism, deflections, fronting, and doing those things, let's do what she does best on the defensive end. And I think the more she can play, the better she gets. I think that it's the same way with Hannah, and it's the same way with Bickle. The more they can get in there and in the heat of the moment, they get better. Melissa's role hasn't changed. The only difference, Melissa now has to guard more on the perimeter than she's had in the past, but she accepts that challenge. She knows when she leaves Baylor, she's going to have to defend on the perimeter at the next level. And I just thought she did a tremendous job today on Gray. But then when she was defending on the perimeter, she didn't stay out there. She came back when shots were taken, and she got her, 8 defensive rebounds.
All right, last one to Michelle.
Yeah, Coach Mulkey, I was wondering if you could say what you feel like is the biggest strengths that Dede brings to you both offensively and defensively.
Well, the first thing is experience. And because of the experience of, playing at the level she's played at, she's comfortable. And she offensively obviously brings you the perimeter 3, but she takes it off the floor. And if you look at her body, she is a strong perimeter player. She could post you up. Defensively, she can guard the undersized post player for us. She guarded Jones when we played Iowa State. She didn't mind guarding a little bit on switches today if she needed to guard Gray. So she gives you strength defensively. She doesn't get beat much off the dribble. And I think a lot of that is her talents, but I also think it's her experience, which makes her really, really smart and comfortable out there.
Thank you.